Okay, welcome to the Backyard Professor live show tonight. Woohoo, beautiful Sunday night, August 10th, 6 o'clock. We are going for it, baby. Uh, I have had a very interesting week this last week. I I am having a hard time trying to figure out where the first week of August went, and it's gone for 2025. This weekend, I've kind of recharged my batteries by painting a watercolor painting that I'd like to show you guys. I think the gentleman that I painted this for is the Dragon Man himself, Robert Shiepe of Custodian File. We did a live, I think it was Thursday or whatever, and it was a very successful program. We had a lot of fun doing it. Oh, here's Robert now. I'll bring him on. There he is. I just started, Robert. How you doing, my friend?
Really well. Really
well.
Really well. Just had an amazing, fun day. A lot of good synchronicity. I'm baffled by it. So
me too. I had more of it after I got off the phone with you this morning. It's crazy, man.
Oh, you too.
The universe is wonderful, isn't it?
I kind of want to tell you, but it might come across as bragging, and I'm already telling an impossible story, and I don't want to make it harder than what it already is. But had some crazy good synchronicity karma today. Yeah, so I don't know if your audience is like, yeah, go ahead, tell us, that'd be fine. But
go ahead, tell us, that'd be great.
Okay, I take my wife to lunch, and while we're there, like the power goes out, and these two elderly ladies come in and sit down, and they're having lunch, and it's just a peaceful lunch meal, and I walk out just for the hell of it at the last minute. I go, let me buy you guys lunch. And they're like, what? I said, let me just here's $50, just enjoy. So they were like, what? So I went on with my day here. We drive to Lowe's. We want to pick up some paint and stuff. And on the way out, we run into this guy. He owns a tequila company. And he's driving the car that I told my wife I would get for her. But they're in such high demand, you can't get them right now. And just long story short, he goes, I don't want any more. You want it?
Good for you.
I don't even know what to say here. I wasn't going to say it, but it's just crazy synchronicity. Good synchronicity.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, since I've met you, I've had more synchronicity than I can shake a stick at. For instance, my small item was I got off the phone with you this morning saying good morning to you, and I did a discussion with a new YouTuber channel here about a month ago.
Okay.
And I showed him my painting, my watercolor painting that I'm about to show my audience, that I painted for you, the Dragon Man. And he texted me back and he goes, dude, I am just now editing our discussion to publish it. He said, I have been thinking very strongly of you this morning. I don't think it's a coincidence that you texted me and showed me this gorgeous watercolor painting of yours. It's one of my favorite subjects. And so that was fun. So, I mean, just things like that are happening all over. And if we pay attention, they can make life much more pleasant.
It's mind-boggling, and I think Professor. It's easy to miss, but your avatar is a dragon.
Yeah,
On YouTube.
I
And
love dragons.
so this wasn't, to the best of our knowledge, this wasn't planned out, you and I.
No, no, not at all. No,
Oh,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
no, oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
And this guy, the tequila guy with the car, he owns a tequila, and he says it's a big brand, the Dragon Tequila.
No, really.
I got to Google it. I'm not an alcohol guy, but he says it's really big. The Dragon. So
I'm not either, so I wouldn't know. But well, a Dragon Tequila. Well, we've got more dragons for you, Dragon Man. I sat down yesterday morning early, and I began drawing. Now, see, my daughter writes fantasy, and she's into dragons and knights and princesses and princes and kings and all that, and she's very, very, very good. She's an award-winning author. One of her books has been rated #1 on Amazon, and she's all self-published. Yeah, she's big. She's very famous, very popular. Katie Cross, Katiecross. And I also definitely approve of her fantastic husband. When she told me she was going to marry an Army officer, I cringed. I said, no, please, honey, don't shorten yourself. Don't shortchange yourself. And she found the right one. I love him to pieces. He is a spectacular man. So I have painted her dragons. I actually did a cartoon of her fighting dragons on her morning walk, and she really got a kick out of that. But for you, who has been bringing forward the dragons in the UFO community, I'm going to put this on full screen. I'm going to take us off it for a minute, Robert, so I can show this to the audience. This is the dragon that I painted for my dear friend Robert here, to honor him as being the Dragon Man of UFOs. And this thing just flowed. I spent 14 hours yesterday on it, drawing it and painting it. Then I finished it up this morning in a couple hours. Oh, whoops. Oh, I have to do it this way. Here, I'll just put it in front of me. This is my dragon for my friend Robert.
Wow. It's so awesome. I can't put it in words. It's beyond anything I would have ever expected.
I did that in watercolor.
Yeah, Professor, you have an extreme talent going on here. This is an extreme talent. This is awesome. Wow. Thank you. I don't know what to say. This is.
You don't have to say anything. You've already said it.
I want to make that my new avatar. I'm actually going to take down a real UAP dragon. I'm going to put this up.
Well, those little blue spots represent the little UAP dragons.
Oh.
I didn't want to take away from the dragon, so I didn't want to do a solid blue sky. And then I thought, well, there's little dragons too. So the big one represents you, and then the little blue dots are the small ones. Now, I've got a bonus for you, Robert. On the back of this, and most artists won't do this, but I've done it for you. On the back of this is my original drawing that I started to draw it, but I drew it too low. You can see the size of the paper.
Yeah.
It was too low. It was going to cut off the lower jaw. So instead of getting a new piece of paper, I flipped it over and painted this. So you have my mistake as well as my good one.
I love it. That just makes it even more of a collector item. Wow. Thank you.
I don't have it matted and framed yet. I will get that done this week, and then I will find a way to get it to you safely, even if I have to drive it down to you. So I used the biggest piece of paper I could to paint it, because that way I could get the better detail for watercolor. And I have never. It's weird because I've taken oil painting lessons. I had oil paint, and I love oil painting, and I never did take woodworking lessons, and yet I ended up doing a lot of scroll saw art in wood in my lifetime, and I've never taken watercolor lessons. I'm all just sit down and let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I know how to do this. And I've tinkered through the years off and on. So that is what I've got. So
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
my
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward. Earlier, I was thinking, I mean, because sometimes I get a brain freeze and I'm like, where am I? What's going on here? But I was thinking, I thought, hey, I should bring up some interesting, and we have this new GP AI 5.
yeah,
Yeah, I just saw that.
playing with it all day today. Oh,
Yeah. So I thought of maybe a subject that we could bring up and test I'd rather just call it, instead of keep saying GPT, just call it G5. I don't know if your audience is
or Chat 5.
Yeah. Chat. Yeah. Yeah. AI 5. Maybe we should put it to the challenge because, and let me just introduce myself briefly. My name is Robert Shiepe, live in Los Angeles, born and raised in Los Angeles. At the age of 4, I knew I'd be a scientist, and at the age of 10, I knew I'd be a pharmacist. And went to pharmacy school, Laramie, Wyoming. A few years later, I opened the first mail order pharmacy in the United States. At the time, it was bigger than Amazon. It was really crazy, amazing story. And retired in 2012. 2017, for some reason, I'm in Marina Del Rey, Los Angeles. All hell broke loose. The Coast Guard, the Navy Blackhawks invaded the marina, and they would not leave. They just kept flying circles like they were frantically looking for something. And they were there 200 feet, just hovering, and for 4 hours every day for 2 weeks. I finally took out my camera, recorded it. That's how I could see these tiny objects flying up to our helicopters. And that's what got this all started. And that was the summer of 17, 8 years. The military's never left. They've been coming back ever since. So a total of 46,000 sorties with every military helicopter you can think of. And you're like, you might say, wait, what are you talking about, Robert? What are you talking about? The military, the Pentagon over Marina Del Rey, Ospreys, Blackhawks, Chinooks, Apaches, Lakotas, police, sheriff, the Coast Guard, the fire department, and even the Edison choppers. And you're like, what are you talking about? That's like this thing. And to make it, and some of you might be confused, like the fire department and Edison, what's that got to do with UFOs? It has nothing to do with UFOs. So what all these high-tech helicopters are doing, they have very sophisticated IRs, infrared thermal cameras in the fire department, and the Edison chopper has them. Now you may say, well, I understand why the fire department has it, because they could see your toaster 3 miles away, and you would want that. If there was a small brush fire, you would want them to see. But the Edison choppers, what they do is they fly from power station to power station, and they look at transformers. And if one of them's getting too hot, right before they go critical and explode, they get white hot, and they could catch it. They could shut it down and replace it. So their cameras are very sophisticated. And everything I'm telling you, I have video for it. I basically recorded all 46,000 sorties. I cherry picked, I kept the best 6,000 UAP Dragon videos. And I call them Dragons because it's not a game. It's not a Dungeon and Dragon video game. It's just that for the first year, I was like many of you, this is a bug. Robert, this is a bug. So I thought it was a dragonfly because that's the only logical answer there is in science. But what happened is within a short period of time, recording month after month because it never stopped. I mean, the military, literally for 2017, 2018, they were tag teaming. One would come in, they would leave 15 minutes later, another one would come, and it was back and forth all day. I was burning through video. And fortunately, I'm retired, and I have the time and the knowledge and the money to really invest in this. So why is this all happening, Marina? We don't know. The government has spent, after 46,000 sorties.
I know. There's an alien base under the water.
Malibu, 30 miles north of me. Yeah. And it has been deleted by Google. They took it off last year. But that's okay. There's a million screenshots. So why you would take it off makes no sense. People have the proof. They have a million. I mean, the fact that you would delete it makes it even more suspicious. Why would you delete it if it was just a natural formation of the earth? For whatever reasons. But so the military never stopped. And so at any point, because I'm having researchers reach out to me, and I'm all over the place. So help me out if I delineate too far. But I have a graduate student in London to say, hey, Robert, I want to start teaching UFOs, UAPs at the university. I need a curriculum. Can you give me your best evidence? And I started thinking, I said, actually, I have a lot of best evidence. So what people are asking for, Professor, show me your best videos. So I refer to them as red diamonds, just for what it's worth. The rarest diamond on Earth is a red diamond. Really very rare, very rare. I think the last time I checked, it was something like $1 million a carat. For the heck of it, yeah, I went to Tiffany Beverly Hills. Just, hey, can I see your red diamond? We don't have those here. I went to New York, Tiffany's. Can I see your red diamond? Just what does it look like? We don't have those here. But you want to know where all the red diamonds are? Texas.
Really?
Yeah, Texas is buying all the red diamonds. Just anyway, for what it's worth. So I know I'm all over the place there. So the gentleman's asking basically for the red diamond UAP videos. I said, sure, I'll send you. I already have links. I know how to do links. I'm not a computer expert, but I know how to do links. So I started sending him gold. I said, well, what you're asking for are the gold standards, the red diamonds. And then I started, originally, and this is what we could do with AI5. We can ask, what is the gold standard in recording UFOs? Because off the top of everyone's head, everyone knows one gold standard. You got to be able to record a UFO using two different cameras separated. That's an acceptable, but it's limited. People think if you can have that, I mean, that's the test. That's the acid test. But there are actually, through 14,000 hours of research in 8 years, heavy science background, there's actually 5 gold standards that I've documented, not even one. So we could challenge AI5, and I could tell you.
Let's do. I have it open. That's
Okay.
what I was going to do tonight. Is I was going to request the audience ask questions. I've asked questions of Chat 5 about Zechariah Sitchin, and I've asked questions about plasma. Both of these subjects are very, very interesting with the UFO community. And I've also asked it about one of my favorite subjects, biblical archaeology. And I know there are several people in my audience who do like that subject. Some aren't so hot on it, and that's okay. But in case it ever got to that, but yeah, we can ask some questions right here, right now, and I can type it in right now and we'll have an answer. Chat 5 is much more extensive in its analysis and capability. Sometimes it'll take 20 minutes to answer a question.
Wow.
But I have the option, anyone has the option with Chat 5 of just saying, give us the quick answer, and it'll give you substantial answers. I've been talking quantum physics and ancient languages, biblical archaeology, and plasma and cosmology all day today. What a variety of subjects, but I've asked some good questions. So what specific question do you have? And I will ask it right now. How can we ask this question?
What is the gold standard of recording UFOs? What kind of evidence do you need?
For recording UFOs?
Well, to document.
Documenting.
Documenting hard evidence.
UFOs.
Yeah. AI will understand what you're trying to say.
All right. Let's see. Oh, hey, let me take it off our two lovely faces and let me share the screen.
Okay.
Let's see. UFO document. Yeah, there it is right there. Let's share that. Can you see that? I'll leave us on there. And then that way I can read it. You guys can see it also.
Yeah.
So what is the gold standard? If by gold standard you mean the most credible, scientifically valuable, and legally defensible way to document a UFO or a UAP sighting, most people, including military and specific or scientific community, converge on a few core principles. The standard drawn by the Condon Report, oh my gosh, that was a horrible report, 1968, NASA UAP Independent Study Research or Study Team Report, 2013, longstanding practices. Here's what they say: multiple independent witnesses. That is one of the main important things. Now, Robert,
Yeah.
fess up, young man. You have shared your idea with a lot of people on YouTube, and you do have other friends of yours who have been recording these as well also, correct?
So we're up to 14 other UAP Dragon channels now on, yeah. And many people that are recording these dragons are not yet started their own channel. And I've requested that they do, because I'm shooting for the number 50, because 50 is the sound barrier in the UFO community.
Okay, I'll jump on that and get with it myself too. I'll become part of that number for you. Absolutely. And with you.
You could record them yourself wherever you are.
Oops.
Yeah.
What did I just do? Okay, here we go. So human testimony is fallible. That's true. But independent witnesses seeing the same thing increases credibility. And videoing the same thing is even better. Best practice: record separate independent interviews as soon as possible to prevent cross-contamination of memories. Okay, so then another one is multi-sensor data collection. And that means optical, radar, infrared, thermal, other sensors, electromagnetic spectrum, acoustic recordings. You're doing this.
Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of, wow, there's some telepathy going on here.
And another multi-witness is the Tedesco brothers. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah, let me speak to that right now.
Absolutely.
Go back to number 2. I'll go up to number 2. Okay, yeah, optical. Okay, so obviously high resolution. So I have a balcony camera and a roof camera. The balcony camera is nice stuff. A Panasonic X1000 4K 60 frames on a tripod with a custom light box with a 14-inch 4K monitor with 2 car radar detectors attached to the light box on top. So wherever the camera's pointing, the radar is pointing. And there's a purpose where I'm all going with this. But also, as a hunch, 7 years ago, I went to Costco. I got a home security camera system, Lorex 4K, and I've upgraded it to the 4K 30-frame night vision, good stuff. So whenever I record something from the balcony, the roof, 20% of the time we'll see the same UAP Dragon, assuming it's not more than 1,500 feet out. Because I'm recording the Jetty Rocks. The Jetty Rocks is 7,000 feet, and that's just too much for a fixed lens. But if the Dragon is within 1,500 feet, I do record that. So they're saying optical. So I am doing the 2-camera system.
Nice.
Now, radar, which is kind of interesting here. I mean, they're talking about obviously military radar, but I'm using a similar radar technique 5 years ago on a theory, because I was driving through the wetlands right here in Marina Del Rey, and my car radar detector started to go off in the wetlands, which makes no sense, which makes no. And I said, why is that? As a scientist, I said, wait a minute, that shouldn't be going off. What's going on here? So I said, you know what, for the heck of it, I have an old portable car radar detector. I pulled it out of the garage. I attached it to my my tripod on the light box on my camera system. I said, maybe, just maybe, it doesn't cost anything to try. Well, 8% of the time, that radar goes off. When these things fly by, you can hear K-band, X-band, right on the video when these things fly by. And for what it's worth, and I did that, I figured that out 5 years ago. Well, 2 years ago, on 4/19/23, Pentagon issued a UAP characteristic report, gave it to Congress, and the report says UAPs will trigger X-band spectrum.
And that goes to our radar.
To our radar.
Now, do you have infrared also, Robert?
Well, I'm going to speak to that. Yeah, I don't have a traditional flare infrared, but the beauty of digital cameras, they can see in the infrared spectrum.
Oh, that's true.
They can, digital cameras, your iPhone can see and hear so superior to a human eye, like ridiculous. You'd be the bionic man in hearing and vision, etc. So the point is, because these things are flying around, and I'm over 99% certain, just critical thinking, these things are running on high voltage electricity, aka gamma rays. So if they're giving off gamma rays, in theory, if they fly behind an object like a metal pole or an airplane or the roof of your car, you can still see their image. Now, that might be a little complicated. So to give you, and I have a lot of videos like that. A few months ago, and with my wife, we're driving to downtown LA, just going to go have lunch. And on the freeway, in the 110 going north, I see the LAPD flying circles. I think they were on a police, I think it was a real police call, the flying circles. So I say, because I'm driving, I say, please record the helicopter. And I showed that, I posted that out on my channel, Custodian File. Unbelievable. These white orb dragons are flying around the chopper. One's coming out of the freeway. It looks like a soap bubble. Comes right out of the freeway, comes toward the car. Another one flies over the car. So, and the police helicopter flies over the car. So the point is, she's recording it. It flies over the edge of the roof. And of course, the helicopter disappears when it goes over the edge of the roof. But the UAP dragon, you can still see it. Even though it's over the edge of the roof, it's showing up as a white ghost image, like a hospital x-ray. I know. It's nuts.
How fascinating is that?
Yeah. And I have a lot of those, and I find a lot of them on YouTube. And now a lot of my viewers, they're recording that and they're saying, Robert, look, I got one of these x-rays going on here. And they do. So this is like up to 20 times now. So yeah, so we are doing the infrared. What else are they saying as a gold standard?
Well, let's see. They've got the other sensors are the electromagnetic spectrum, the acoustical recording, the ADS-B aircraft tracking logs.
Okay, yeah, and I do that. The ADA, that's just basically ADS-B is a GPS for helicopters, which they're all supposed to be flying with their GPS on, but a lot of pilots still do not do that for unknown reasons. They were just talking about this unfortunate head-on collision a couple months ago, the Black Hawk and American Airlines. One of the Congress persons was saying, we got to pass a law that pilots always have to drive with their GPS, the ADS-B on. And I'm like, the FDA did that 5 years ago. So I don't know what kind of miscommunication is going on. But if I was a pilot, I would drive with my headlights on at night. I would have my radio transponder. I don't understand this logic, but we're all over the place here. But it did say electromagnetic or acoustics, okay? So also right there, um, acoustics, so record. So
Yep.
yes, 8% of the time also, besides the X band or the K band going off, 8% of the time you can hear it. Your digital phone can hear a tiny click when they fly by. And it's easy to miss. It is super easy to miss. In fact, I missed it for 3 years. And if I didn't have somebody keep telling me, I may have still missed it as of now. But what happened is the first 3 years, I was sharing my videos, and people were, other scientists, and they were going, Robert, what is that click I'm hearing? And I'm like, Dr. Bruce in Texas, he's a geologist. I said, no. I said, no, Bruce, I don't think there's a click. I said, don't read into data that's not there. Just stick with the most obvious. And then after 3 years, then I was on the Discovery Channel and I gave my videos to the producer and they look at everything. They vet everything. I get it. They have to. The first thing he goes is, Robert, what's that click? And then, you hear something for 3 years and that's it. I surrendered. I said, I'm converted. I'm in. These things are, and now, yeah, it's obvious. And other viewers, the other 14 channels are recording these clicks. So AI is, wow, they're on top of their game. I didn't think they would.
We're on top of it. Let's keep going down this list. This is really cool. Precise time and location, GPS coordinates with decimal precision, record exact UTC time, avoiding local daylight savings confusion because it correlates with satellite data. Now, what you've done, you told us last time you were here, maybe not GPS and decimal precision, but you have been, oh, what was I going to say? I just had a brain fart.
Well, they're predictable.
Well, yes. You've been there videoing them every day, but
well, they're predictable. You can
because of when the aircraft fly over and the helicopters. That's when you've been doing. Oh, you've got the plane detectors.
Yes,
You're
do.
Doing that. So if you're not getting the exact time and GPS coordinate, you are getting where the planes are and when the planes are, etc. And that's when the UAP show up. So that's interesting.
Yeah, plane.
So in a way, you're doing it kind of a roundabout way, but it's still entirely good to do.
Yeah, it's the same data, if not superior. There's 5 or 6 apps, plane finder apps. I use planefinder.net. This is all just trial and error. I'm just looking at self-taught, and I keep it on an iPad separate from the computer. I'm answering my emails. I'm looking at my iPad, and I say, "Oh, here comes a helicopter." So I've got it timed. Literally, I don't run out to the balcony anymore. I wait for them to get exactly into the hot zone, into a trap zone where I know they're going to be targeted by these UAP dragons. And then I just do a countdown. I literally, it's nuts. I wait to the last 15 seconds, and then I press record. I turn on the camera, and I go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, and they fly by. And then they fly by, and 8% of the time they trigger X-band. You can hear it on the video. Professor, this is...
And you were saying last time too, Robert, that sometimes they'll fly up to the helicopter and around behind it. But you told me something on the phone about if you're something about lifting the 6,000-pound helicopter, you have to have 6,000 pounds of downward thrust.
Pretty simple.
A bug is not going to fly up anywhere under those helicopters.
Yeah, technically even more if you want lift. But yeah, so if a bug flies under that, and yes, that is actually a gold standard. Not yet. AI didn't think of it yet,
You will put it there eventually, though, through your very good work.
But yeah, I
Okay,
and
we've got a question
okay, go ahead.
from my good friend Robert Nunley. Exactly what is a dragon? Why are you calling these dragons, Robert? Robert,
Okay, great, because I don't
good
have
question.
I don't play video, unfortunately. I missed the video game thing in my life. I don't know.
Skyrim, that's got lots of dragons.
Okay. But the first year, they had to be a dragonfly. What I was recording, these things just because they're small and you can kind of see something that looks like wings. And I go, well, it's got to be a dragonfly. That's the only logical answer there is. Except after 1 year, I gave up on that theory because why are these things only flying when helicopters show up? Why can't I record them before the helicopters? And so I kept the name. I mean, I know that a few people are like, Robert, can't you think of a better name? It's not that easy. Not that easy. I did consider the name Corvette, but it doesn't depict.
You're stuck with it forever now, my friend.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a good point. It's cemented. Now it's chiseled in rock.
Chiseled in paint.
Yeah, now it is. So yeah, they do fly. And by the way, any of you, if you're serious researchers, like I said, this gentleman working on his master's wants a UFO curriculum in all the schools. I'll give you all the videos you want. That's easy, no problem. So I guess that we're up to like 5 gold standards, not just one. So
yeah, your work has 5 gold standards. Yeah, absolutely. And then a chain of custody. That's what you're doing.
Well, chain of custody, and that's a good point because they could be tampered with. But
you've got the camera.
We've got the cameras
and the videos. Yeah.
Remember, anyone can do this. Not just me. Anyone in the world can do this. Right now, if you're somewhere outside and you see a helicopter, hold your phone sideways, landscape, zoom in 20%, record for 30 seconds. Look for a dot. That will be the UAP Dragon going 2,000 miles an hour. That's it. You don't have to go out and buy a $10,000 camera, specially equipped. Those days are over. It's done. It really is. If a helicopter flies over your house right now while we're talking, grab your phone and record it. Yeah, I know. I apologize if this sounds too easy. Some of you, and I know some of you are very serious scientists. Are like, Robert, this is no way. You're not even 1%. This is not even possible. Not even 1%. I don't want to embarrass anyone later. I'm just saying, keep a 1% open mind. Take the Dragon challenge because we have hundreds of people doing it, and soon it will be thousands. And then post your own, put them on YouTube, and give it an easy name, UAPs, and put the city you're in after that so people can quickly find UAP Dragons, Miami, Houston, wherever. They could quickly, because this is catching on, as it should, because the payoff is humanity. I'm doing this for humanity. Maybe you're like, Robert, aren't you doing this for money? So I had a very successful mail order pharmacy business. And maybe if I wasn't so successful, I'd be doing it for money, but it's humanity. I want to see that technology get repurposed for medicine, for hospital x-rays, for pharmaceuticals. I want to see us be healthy. That's where I really want this to go, seriously. I know the Pentagon wants to make faster missiles with it. That's fine. We can't stop that. But if we don't get some better medicine out of this, Professor, I'm going to be a crybaby later. I'm going to really start pointing fingers. Like, you took this technology, you made better missiles, and we're not any healthier about it. So just up front, just being transparent. Yeah.
Then here's another one, environmental and contextual data. weather, wind speed, humidity, cloud cover, temperature, visibility, celestial positions of sun, moon, planets, bright stars. Most of this stuff you're recording happens during the day, doesn't it?
Well, it happens day and night. And the reason I know that is because the police and the Coast Guard are here at night, flying circles over the ocean. Oh, and because I don't have a flare camera does not mean the radar detector will not work at night, and it does, and it goes off at night. So the Coast Guard, they come in and they circle. They're doing the best they can. And watching TV and the radar goes off. X-band, and I look out the window and the Coast Guard is flying circles. I look on Plane Finder, you can see them on Plane Finder. And as far as weather goes, yes, they're recordable in the summer and in the winter, because people say, well, in the winter, there are no bugs. Can you record them in the wintertime? Yes. And as a matter of fact, a new researcher, Dr. Nicholas, I've been in contact with a few months now in Austria. This guy's really connected up there. Gynecologist, connected with the university. He's writing letters to the government, to the Department of Defense. They're writing them back, say, don't call us, call the police department. He's writing back. He's like, that's extremely unprofessional. You shouldn't address the letter like that. And he just contacted me today. He was with a buddy out in the middle of nowhere, and he tells his buddy, record that helicopter. Sure enough, a dragon goes by. His buddy's like this, like, what the heck is going on? Dr. Nicholas last month was in the Alps, 7,000 feet, freezing. Everyone's wearing jackets. There's snow everyone. Helicopter goes by. A dragon goes by the helicopter. He gets me the video. I posted the video. So in the 7,000 feet in the freezing, the snow. So the weather point, yeah, it doesn't matter.
SD Melker, a good friend of mine and a good friend of the channel, she always talking to me. Earlier this year, one flew over me, paused briefly, then flashed a light towards my face. Anyone else seen him flashing a light? Have you seen him flashing a light, Robert?
That's funny. Dr. Nicholas today was recording a parasail, and the occupants, while they were sitting, a light flashed off of the occupants. And he goes, Robert, what's this flashing light? And I said, it had to be like a UAP dragon flying up to the passenger. Because the passenger, I'm sure, was sitting there recording, and they were attracted to electronic devices. So that's a hell of a coincidence right there.
Interesting. And then my friend Robert Nunley, he's not aware of your work, apparently. Have you ever got a clear picture or video of these dragons? You say you have about 6,000 videos, don't you?
I have 6,000 videos.
He's been doing this for years, Robert Nunley. Yeah. I will put a link to the custodian file. I didn't do that with that last video. Talk about a brain fart.
Oh my gosh, please.
I'll put a video to your website, and you can go look up all kinds of videos of this.
Or put me on your playlist if you wouldn't mind.
I will be happy to.
Yes. So they're very small. Basically, we know at velocity 0, they're very small. How small is small? Under 1 inch. And we know that because we found, after reviewing thousands of videos, we found a couple of videos where they fly past a person's ankle. And because of the gamma rays, you could see the white ghost image through his ankle being picked up by the IR spectrum on the camera. And it's, of course, it's only there for a blink of an eye, but it travels. It just traveled down the sidewalk. But we also know as speed increases, and it only takes them under 1 second, the corona silhouette expands 10x. So they go to about 10 inches. I have all the videos. I can tell you where they are. They're on YouTube, and I've recorded them. This is not theory or hype or marketing. This is old technology. And what the NASA scientists a couple of weeks ago, Richard and Derek, I think, because some people are saying, no, this guy's not telling the truth because he has an NDA and he'd go to jail if he started releasing real UAP information. But just maybe NASA is under so much pressure right now. They're saying, look, we gotta give something to the people, something. give them some breadcrumbs. You don't have to give them a T-bone steak.
We want the T-bone steak, though. Damn it!
I know. We do. No, we do. We do. But basically, you know, with all due respect, I think he's giving us breadcrumbs. But what he was saying is, hey, there's this exotic material. They call them isotopes because we don't know where these isotopes are from. Under a microscope, they're very tiny. There appears to be trillions of them under a microscope.
He said that literally. That's not
Yeah.
that's not Robert exaggerating. This man, Richard Bandurish, said that literally. He said there's trillions of them. Right. Just so you know, if you're going to accuse Robert of making shit up, he's not. That's not an exaggeration.
No, and it's kind of funny because everything he said, I took all the transcripts, I did a copy and paste, and I put it in AI. I said, AI, what is this guy talking about? And basically, AI is familiar with all my data. AI said, Robert, 100% certainty, he's talking about these UAP dragons. So, I mean, that's AI just doing the analysis. And so he says there's trillions of particles. They separate, they come together. And I'm estimating, I've told people how many dragons are flying around the planet. I said at the very lowest number, 1 per square mile. And Google says there's 200 million square miles on Earth. So at the very lowest number, 200 million. But
so low, it's laughable.
It's very low.
I think that's a huge number, you know.
Because the reason why I think that's so low, too many people are recording these now, and they're sending, and not only they're sending me videos, but they're sending me videos with 2 or 3 dragons flying by an airplane. And a couple of them have recorded real swarms where there's 100, if not maybe 1,000. And ironically, I'm not at liberty to talk about him, but this guy is so high up in the military-industrial complex where he cannot even go on YouTube anymore and use the word UFO. He can't. But so the evidence is there, and so in case, when I say predictable, maybe let me explain that to the new viewers. They're predictable. They are attracted to aircraft in our sky.
Well, here, read this real quick.
Okay.
What I've got in blue.
Okay. Nearly human activity, air traffic, military access. Yeah.
Yeah. Nearby human activity. That's exactly what you're talking about.
This is, you know, I think that the G5 I'm talking to is repeating this. That was one of my curiosities. If I say something to AI5, do you have access to it on your computer? I've been meaning to ask that question.
You've been asking me?
Yeah, no, or anyone else's computer. Like, does AI remember and then maybe use some of my data to answer other people's questions?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Does.
AI will update in real time, either from information each individual user uses and has, or go out and search on it yeah, absolutely, it does update.
Okay.
Fundamentally so. That's the beauty of it, man, because an expert like yourself can share information and it'll update for everyone. And an expert in another field can do the same thing, and on and on and on. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be huge for humanity. Let me just tell you, like when it comes to pharmaceutical research, new drugs, I can't tell you the hundreds and hundreds of times different laboratories are doing the same experiment and they're not talking to one another. Yeah. So we're wasting time, wasting money, and no cures are being created.
Yeah.
You know, what's the best way to cure eczema? And again, we're using thousands of scientists, hundreds of millions of dollars trying to answer the same. So hopefully the medical world will all agree, okay, let's use this private AI medical research and stop the nonsense and accelerate things and get answers, because people need cures. We need cures now. I know the prophets are in the treatment. I get that. We want cures.
There's a question for you, my friend.
Yeah, the flare cameras. A new viewer, Jeff in Hawaii. Now he's recording these, so he's sending me flare videos. I haven't tried, just because I have so many. And again, I'm not trying to make a movie. Maybe if I had the technicians and people, if people say, Robert, hey, I want to come over to the house here, I want to bring all this NASA equipment, fine, knock yourself out. After 6,000 videos and so many other people, but yeah, I just got my first flare video last week. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please take the Dragon Challenge. It's free. You already have a cell phone. Record.
So here's something fun I'll share. Saturday 14 Studio says, this is crazy. The DC Comics show Peacemaker had small flying aliens. They called them butterflies. Now, what's interesting is, I'm not sure if he's joking to mock the idea of bugs or if he's serious, but either way, just understand, we now know, we absolutely know, based on testimonial evidence and declassified former top secret government documents, that the aliens, some of the aliens are shapeshifters, and they do disguise themselves among us. And the largest category of life on our planet is bugs. So that's fascinating. What a way to keep in disguise.
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
He says he's serious, no joke. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm not trying to cause your problems, but that's interesting, because now I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
I'm not at all.
Sincerely, it's crazy. I know how wacky this sounds, but here we are.
No,
we now have a NASA former Lockheed engineer who said, I've been working with these for decades, and not only are there trillions of these ultra small ones, and you remember he said he was looking through the microscope, but he said they're all communicating with each other, and they can repackage themselves into other shapes.
Yes.
And I'm going, it is.
So if there's trillions on a microscopic level, maybe there's hundreds of millions in the size of a 1-inch oval, something like that. Yeah. But, and then for what it's worth too, I don't know why it took so long to learn this. Dragonflies are apex predators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So are praying mantis.
They're the raptors of the sky.
Yeah. So, and the praying mantis are the raptors on the ground. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're tough bugs.
they hunt mosquitoes, flies, whatever, and their kill rate efficiency is like 99%.
Hey, here's a good thought, Robert.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about trying to use a signal to try to call them in? Have you ever flashed them with a flashlight or anything?
Actually, not really, because it's a great question. No, because I know where they'll be ahead of time. I know where they'll be. I know when they fly up to the Jetty Rocks, I do a countdown, 4, 3, 2, 1. They fly by. I say thank you. The back of my house points toward the runway at LAX. I could go to the back of my house and record maybe 100 Dragon videos a day, just airplanes taking off, because they're getting tagged. Everyone's getting tagged, Professor. Birds, kites, earth drones. Don't underestimate. And yeah, you can record them without an aircraft. It's just so much easier with a helicopter or airplane.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Okay, let's take a look at this Chat GPT again. So far, I would say you're batting right at about 100 on the absolute singular most important, the gold standard of detecting UFOs, that puts you in the top 1%. You haven't hardly missed a category yet. That's
I
interesting.
Yeah, well,
That's
thank you.
trying to do it right.
Well, I'm giving it the time. A lot of, like I say, a lot of thinking, but now it's becoming a challenge. It's like, wow, what new discovery or what other gold standard is yet to be discovered? What's it going to take? How am I serendipitously going to figure this out? I'm not sure yet. But other than everything I've said is very repeatable over and over, and I'll be happy to share all of it. All my videos are open source, unless you're, a Paramount or a Netflix. No, you can't have my videos for free, but humanity can have them. Run with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Fun stuff. Oh, and then this is the NARCAP, the MUFON, and the SCU incident report. You're putting yours on YouTube instead, and this is assuming you're seeing flying saucers, I suppose. I don't know, but observer details and qualifications. You're an amateur, but you're giving us the details in the videos. The object, appearance, behavior, speed, and duration. You're giving us that. The interaction with the environment, lights, reflecting, casting shadow, physical effects, X and K band radar. See, you've been in every one of these groups, Robert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And now you got FAA radar logs,
A lot.
weather balloon trajectories.
That's on Plane Finder. Plane Finder shows you weather balloons.
And satellites, I'll bet.
Yeah, and blimps.
Yep.
And I have a lot of video with the Goodyear blimp, a lot. And the Chick-fil-A blimp too.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at this. Make copies of notes, recordings immediately. Yeah, you got it. 6,000 of them up on your side.
Yeah.
In fact, expert analysis, engage independent analysts with relevant expertise. I got news for you. The Tedesco brothers are independent analysts, as are some of your other friends who are now beginning to show these, and they're getting together and looking at them. And now, quite frankly, we have a NASA and Lockheed engineer describing these things very similar to what you've done. I mean, look, we're on number 9 now, and you've been on every single one of these from the Chat GPT upgraded 5. Oh, now you're doomed. 9 out of 10 ain't bad. You have not been published in a peer review format. So all of your videos are totally fake, Robert.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. For what it's worth, I can speak to that a little bit. So,
sure.
Let me speak to that a little bit. So SETI came to the house, and there you go. I think you'll find this kind of interesting too. So he walks in.
Stupid motorcycle. He thinks never mind. Go ahead.
So SETI walked in, an older, quiet guy, very humble. He gives me his card. And before he tells me his name, he says, I'm a member of SETI. And I look at his card and it says, Sheldon Reynolds. I says, Sheldon Reynolds? You mean Earth, Wind, and Fire? He goes, yeah, that's me. I'm a member of SETI. So he goes, I'm here to see what you're talking about. So I said, fine. I bring him in my house. We go up to my balcony. My wife is like, I can't believe he's here. I said, grab your camera, get a picture. But so we're on the balcony, and I said, so this is the format here. I'm looking at Plane Finder. We're just going to wait for a helicopter to come by. You take your phone out and you record this. And I have his card too, if anybody wants a copy of his card. About 25 minutes go by, and a helicopter does fly by. I say, Sheldon, turn your phone on. Landscape, just record him now. So he records it, and he sends me the file, and we watch it on my big screen. And sure enough, a dragon goes by. And when he saw that dragon, he goes, wait a minute. What's going on here? Just you just told me to record a helicopter, and I took my phone, and something just flew by. He was like, what's going on here, Robert? So for what it's worth, I mean, SETI has it, and then his boss, Dr. Seth, offhand, I spoke to him. He called me a couple of years ago, and I repeated the same information. He goes, well, you're going to have to get a peer review. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? I mean, I'm one person and I'm pushing a train. So anybody out there, and that's why I'm so offered here. Take my videos. That's why I'm giving it to these other scientists in Europe. And like I said, this new gentleman, he's going to start a UFO class with the videos on a university level.
How easy would it be for NASA to start putting up, or the Air Force, to start putting up helicopters 2 or 3 times a day with 500 cameras on them and doing a serious research study of it themselves? And yet they don't, but they demand you do it in a peer review process. Tell them to go suck eggs, Robert.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what the government's, like I said, 46,000 times, Professor, assuming a ridiculous low number of $1,000 a cost to send out a helicopter, which is probably 10 or 20x in reality, because to send a Black Hawk or an Osprey, those things are $15,000 to $20,000 an hour. But just assuming it's $1,000 an hour times 46,000 is $46 million right there.
All right, you could use a private helicopter, someone's personal helicopter.
It's still, yeah, you're going to be putting out, no less than $1,000. And then what nobody knows are the 3 major research vessels that came out here and parked in front of the Jetty Rocks, because there's something called vessel finder. It's amazing what's on the internet. Vessel finder, like boat finder, vessel. So I type in Google vessel finder, and it shows you all the boats anywhere in the world, what their names are.
Nice.
It's kind of, yeah. So I said, who's parked here? And sure enough, 3 research vessels, and two of them were here for 9 months. 9. And these were the big boys. So these things are operating. To operate a crew like that and a vessel like that, you're looking at $100,000 a day to operate a vessel like that. And there were 2 of them, and they were the Decisive, big white research vessel. I think Google says it's a cable laying, ocean cable laying. That's fine. It could do anything besides cable. The other one was the Ocean Investigator, solid orange. I mean, for a couple of days, I thought it was the Coast Guard. But no. And these 2 vessels, they worked 9 months together, side by side. A week would go by, they'd go out 1 mile and park. A week would go by, then they go out another mile and park. They're trying to get the big picture because they see these things flying around, but they're flying so fast that you have to go further back. You have to keep going further back. So they would go about 12 miles out, sit there, and then they'd work their way back into the beach. But they did this for 9 months. And at the end of 9 months, and I'm recording all this, and I'm doing screenshots of Vessel Finder, and I'm documenting everything. I have it. And toward the end of 9 months, the Decisive, the big white vessel, it comes in and it pulls right up to the Jetty Rocks. And you can see on the crane, it lifts a 20-foot submarine and puts it in the water, underwater. I have the video.
Wow.
I don't believe what I'm seeing. I said,
that's pretty awesome.
I'm going to stand right here. I have a brand new SD card. I can burn I can go 5 hours. I said, I'm going to record nonstop until that thing comes out of the water because it's submerged. Yeah. The assumption is, I mean, if he wasn't circling the Jetty Rocks, he was looking right at it. face to face. So an hour later, they do pull it back out. They put it on board. Believe me, that will be like for later research for the hearing, for the Congress hearings. And then because eventually they're going to talk to the captain of the Decisive and the Ocean Investigator. They're going to just point blank. They're going to go, what were you doing there? And where are they going to go? We were never there. It'd be better if they just don't pick up the phone. It'd be better. And then the third research vessel, the USS Gabriella Gifford, was parked right here in front of my balcony, in front of the jetty rocks, just sitting there. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, that's really a giant ship. So I look on Vessel Finder, sure enough, something like USS number 10. And then you Google that and it tells you the Gabriella Gifford. And they brought out some high-tech equipment. And to give you a clue of what they did, they sat there and they threw down a chemtrail right over the jetty rock. So it did not cover the whole horizon. It was about a 2-mile chemtrail and basically was a rainbow chemtrail, 2 miles long. And after an hour, and I have the pictures, it started to drip like candle wax. Like candle wax. It's the darndest thing. And I surmised, it's like, you know what? This is amazing technology. They're assuming these things, and these things are most likely flying stealth. But if they're throwing down some type of isotope, who knows, barium, aluminum, and they fly through that, they're going to get painted on radar. Very clever of the Navy.
Nice.
Very clever. And
yeah.
I think maybe they had to invent that because when stealth technology was invented around 1977, they said, okay, how are we going to counteract this? And I think, so I never even checked with AI or Google, does the Navy have that technology? But obviously they do. I have the videos. And then the Gabriella was getting tagged all day. I have all that video too. So, I mean,
nice.
I don't know what to say. I'm just saying the video's available.
You just don't shut up. You just keep right on talking.
No, actually, I don't consider myself a good talker. I only talk about things I know. If I don't know something, I just say, I remain silent. I'm sorry to say. So I know a little bit about medicine, a little bit about this, a little bit about the paranormal world.
I've been having you talk for the last hour, so I'm really grateful that you have something good to say.
Well, thank you. I like it, though, when you talk because it gives me time to rethink where I want to go.
Oh, a lot of people yelled at me for interrupting you too much last week, so I'm and letting you carry on. But
and that's nice of everybody. I appreciate that, but it also gives me time to rethink of what do I want to bring up next. Maybe if we look at it like this, when you hear every once in a while,
I'm going to go change my water real quick. I'm out in my backyard. You keep talking.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Thank you, Professor. Every once in a while, you hear a new song and it's going to become your favorite song. You don't really know that the first time you hear it, other than you kind of like it. But you don't know it's going to be your favorite song and you do not know the lyrics yet. But after 4 or 5 or 6 times of hearing it, you do know the lyrics and you do know this is your favorite song. And that's the whole point of this, is that I'm repeating myself over and over. Like, these are recordable with 2 cameras. They have an X-ray effect if they fly behind a metal pole. These UAP dragons, they fly behind airplanes. They leave an audio clip. They're predictable. These are the lyrics. And now you're remembering what I'm saying. So hopefully this becomes your favorite UFO lyric song. That's where that's what I'm hoping. And that's why I'm repeating this over and over. And if you just keep an open mind, remember, I had a closed mind for 1 year that these were bugs. This had to be a dragonfly. And then again, I had to close mine with the audio click for 3 years. But there's no audio click here. I'm not going to, it's not that I didn't want to believe. It's just, how could they be making an audio click? I don't even hear it. I was assuming, well, if there was a click, I would hear it. You can't hear it. And also, I often record behind my glass patio door, which is soundproof. The benefit is the audio clicks are easier to hear because there's no white noise. When I was recording outside, there was a lot of white noise going on, the birds, cars driving by. So if you can, film from inside your car once in a while, and you're more likely to record the audio click. And so, again, I wasn't closed-minded. It just took me 3 years. And again, fortunately, Discovery Channel said, Robert, what's this auto? And so, yeah, so that's why and you can do this. Anyone could do this anywhere in the world, and you are. And the whole point is overwhelming. We have overwhelming evidence. We want more. We just want more. We want Hoover Dam evidence. We're holding back 600 feet of water, and that's how much evidence we want.
Hey, thank you for sharing that. Heiser Soze says, you never get to show any when you're on. Show us the dragons. Okay. Now, we did the first time I had Robert on, and that was several months ago. So I'll tell you what we're willing to do, and I think I can speak for Robert, although I'll be happy to let him say so himself. We will get on here in the next few weeks or whatever. We'll select some videos, and we'll show you those videos. That's a great idea. It's time to renew that, and you can show your newest ones. And I'll tell you what I'll try to do, Robert. Let's give myself a couple of weeks because I've already picked. This is my first dragon that I painted for you. For those who came late, I made this watercolor painting for Robert. He's the dragon man. So this is his icon, right? So I watercolored that. I've already got my second dragon picked, and I'm going to paint another dragon, and it's going to blow you away too. But in 2 weeks or so, that'll give me a chance to try to take some video, and I'll get with you and see if I can catch some dragons also, and we'll get back together and show the dragons. Thank you, Heiser, for mentioning. You're right. We've been talking a lot. And I'm one earlier, months ago, screaming, show us the evidence and all. Fair deal. Let's show them the evidence, Robert.
Absolutely. Remember, hold your camera sideways, landscape. Why sideways? 80% of the time, dragons fly horizontal. Left, right, left. Yeah, perfect.
Sideways, not like that.
No, that's a
sideways.
Yeah, sideways. Zoom in 20%, not too much. Because we're not trying to record airplanes. We're trying to record these UAPs. And 30 seconds, just 30 seconds. And look for a tiny dot. It'll be so fast, you may miss it the first couple of times. But the good news is your neural network system quickly learns to recognize them, quickly. And you can find them on YouTube. And what's really great about that, they're all at the air shows.
Oh yeah, they would be.
I had one of your guests was from New Zealand last week. He goes, "Hey, I'm from New Zealand," and I think maybe he made the comment, "Tell the professor not to talk so much." But as a courtesy, I said, "You know what? I'm going to find me some New Zealand dragons." So I just type in on YouTube New Zealand air shows, and you want to watch them. You don't want to watch them with the short videos. You want to watch them landscape. I think within 10 minutes, I found it was a 2-hour video. I must have found 5 dragons in the first hour alone. And I did copy and paste, and I gave it to the burst. Yeah, but I'll speak to that. And I gave it, and I sent it back to your viewer. They're everywhere. Burst pictures is some of the new phones now, they can shoot 1,000 frames a second.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
I wonder what mine will. I just bought mine just recently. I'll have to check into that.
And that helps. But really, what we really need, the 4K, what we really need, there's a couple of factors working against us. We really need 8K, 12K technology. The problem that we don't have that, essentially, it burns up memory like you would not believe.
Oh.
It burns it up.
What about this idea from Bruce?
Again, not really slow motion.
Regular.
No, it just comes down. You really want put your camera on maximum frames per second. If you could do 60, that's great. If you can do 120, a little better, but you don't sacrifice the resolution. Stay with 4K. Even if it's 4K 30 frames. 4K is better than 2K. So stick with the 4K, and you know, when computers get faster and faster, then they will give us 8K videos. I mean, it's kind of out there now, very expensive, but it's a problem where you store all that memory and then you have to get a new processor, a driver to process. Right now, 4K 60 frames is a really good compromise. Yeah, and it can easily find your dragons. And keep in mind, no matter really how advanced the system gets, I'm not sure if we're ever going to get a crystal clear picture because there's a magnetic force field around them, which interferes with the ricochet of photons. So photons are supposed to bounce, some of them bounce straight at you, and it's not happening. There's a lot of distortion, but eventually cameras will get a little better. And every once in a while, like 1% of the time, some of these dragons, they look like barbells, tiny dumbbell barbells, weights at the gym. You know, like a sphere and a connection in the center. Yeah. So there's almost a lot of evidence to support that. And so, but I'm waiting. I have like 10 videos, but I'm saying I'll just wait till I have more videos. But
hey, my good friend SD Milker makes a great point also. Not to get discouraged because the ones that flashed me were way too fast for me to video. It was impossibly fast. So, I mean, don't get discouraged that this, I've discovered with my own camera stuff and all, when I go out, sometimes I cannot get good video shots. That's how this works. So be patient. Like you're saying too, Robert, it's not 100% of the time either.
It's pretty high, Professor, but definitely do not give up on your first video. Don't do that in life. Just, you stick with it. You know, you're at the gym. I can't bench press 100 pounds. Don't give up on your first try. Your first pull up. Because you know what happens after you could do, it takes you months to do your first pull up. Your second pull up comes 1 hour later. So, but it's a very high percentage, anywhere from 30 to 90 and sometimes 90 to 100 is very. You have the barbell video? Whoa. Wow.
I think that's what he's referring to. That's why I posted it. So
wow.
Wanted you to see that. That's interesting. So see, again, multiple sources.
Yeah. And I have a theory, but I won't use this platform to say that of why they're using that barbell format. But I have a theory on how that works. But we can bring it up later though.
Sure.
But I think it's very sound. I think this theory is very sound. But yeah. But hey, I would like to see that barbell at custodian file at Gmail, please. Yeah. Because I want to collect them all, put them in a file, and then show other people. Yeah. Because, like I said, this gentleman wants to start a UFO class on the university level, so I want to give him that also.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's very exciting.
It is exciting. I'll tell you what, if you know him and have access to him, tell him about my show, and I'll put him on the show to help advertise that. I would be more than happy to give him a helping hand and kind of introduce him around in the YouTube world.
Well,
hey, check this out. A university course on UFOs, that's a big deal. Let me get him on my show.
Yeah, God, that is.
That'd be fun.
I think he's watching right now.
Oh, well, if he is, hi, I want you on my show, my friend. Yeah, Robert and I'd love to put you on the show. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get the word out. That's a big deal.
Yes, it is. Actually, I'm glad you thought of that. Sometimes I take amazing things for granted, and I need to be reminded. So I appreciate. Yeah.
See, this is one reason why SD Milker is such a cool person. Yes, I think they're shapeshifters too. GPT said they could even be spiritual in nature and shapeshifting to look like technology. So, I mean, this is just so interesting. But I got to confess, sometimes, Robert, the old doubt rises, and I get so skeptical. It just seems to me like it's just too convenient to try to make everything into a UFO. And yet here we are. Everything crazy enough might be a UFO. Oh, if you'd have told me I was going to say that in my lifetime, I'd have slapped you silly. And here I am.
Well, let's take baby steps. Yeah, yard by yard, things are hard. Inch by inch, everything's a cinch. So there's no emergency, but we're starting. We're doing this inch by inch, and we've got the data. Right. And now this gentleman at a university level, it looks like within a year or two, he's gonna. Yeah.
Hey, if your friend is watching, just so you know, I've already had a positive response, Robert Nunley. That would be an awesome course. It would be.
I would take it.
If I remember right. I can't remember his name, doggone it, on the tip of my tongue. Danny Sheehan's group, the New Paradigm Institute, has started a college course on UFOs as well. Just so you're aware of that. They are beginning to get going. So let's help this gentleman out. Let's get him on the show. And
100, yes.
That'd be a blast.
Yes. I'm going to write his name down, and I'll email him after this show here. But chances are...
Hey, look at this. Sit back and rejoice, my friend. This is our friend SD Milker. Look at this.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not kidding. The Dragon Man is here. This is my tribute to the Dragon Man. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
You are making a difference. So
no, Professor, all of us are. Seriously.
All of us are. That is true.
All of us are.
Correct.
No one person can do this.
No, this is a team effort. It's fun. Besides,
it is. And
you get to meet wacky people like me and cool people like Robert.
No, it's just it's a team effort, and the payoff is humanity. Humanity wins. And let me tell you, once that happens, once the Pentagon says we give up, you're right. Now, also, by the way, logically, the Pentagon's only going to admit to all the discoveries we have made. They're not likely to add more cherry to the cake. They're like, they'll say, in other words, they'll say, okay, Roswell's correct. This encounter was correct. The missile base in Nebraska is correct. But don't expect them to give extra free cake. They're just going to agree with
that. Yeah, that's real. That's realistic. It's too bad, but I'm with you.
Yeah,
it's okay. We'll find the extra cake, and
we will, because there's insiders everywhere. And let me tell you, even though people work for the government and they have NDAs, they talk all the time. People tell me stuff all the time. I'm mesmerized by the things I hear. Yeah. So it will come out. Yeah,
it will. And we want to thank you for all of your work and your inspiration. And we're grateful that you're in good health and having fun. And it's too bad you don't live next door to me. I would cook a hamburger for you tonight because I'm going to go barbecuing just as soon as I get done here. But right back there, it's right in my backyard. And yes, I am going to make a video. So technically you can show up. But
okay.
All you're going to be able to do is watch me cook the food and eat it. But no, I won't get on camera, but I'll cook it. So I'm cooking pork ribs. Woohoo!
I love that. I'm kind of envious. You're out in the forest, the open air, the barbecue thing. That's really what it's about.
It is.
Yeah, it is. So I like that. So actually, that sounds good. Ribs. Maybe after the show,
pork ribs are one of my favorite to cook. Either in the smoker over here or back in I'm going to do my charcoal grill tonight, but I can still smoke them on the grill. So
excellent.
Okay, hey, that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else you wanted to share?
I'm sure there's always something, but no, I think that was a very fast 90 minutes.
Isn't that astonishing when you're having fun?
Right, very fast. Wow. So yeah, you know what? Take the Dragon Challenge, please. It's simple. Again, you could be anywhere. You could be getting out of your car, going to the market, go to Costco. You hear a helicopter. Just pull your phone out, press record, landscape. Don't even look at it. Put it back in your pocket. Look at it later. Yeah, and don't give up on your first try. And try to hear that click, because that click will be really tiny. It's a tiny, like the sound of a pencil falling on the floor. Easy to miss. It's very transitory ephemeral audio.
And what do you think's causing that click, you said?
Well, it's got to be connected with the RF. The RF is interacting with the electronics in your phone. Your phone can hear. Your phone can hear much more than a human. You know, humans hear this, and your phone is listening to this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Robert, you are being very kind to us. May God bless you both. God bless all of you, my viewers. You too, Robert and Emily. I'm grateful for all of you. I really am. We have a lot of fun with this. I want to thank Robert for just kind of coming on at the spur of the moment. I invited him on tonight so I could show him his dragon, and he volunteered all this fantastic information that we're all beneficiaries of. So very grateful for you too, Robert. And we're going to get together and have a lot more fun.
Yeah, we are.
We're right at an hour and a half, and no offense to my beloved audience and my very special guest, but damn it, I'm hungry, and I love you guys, but I'm going to quit now and go eat.
There you go. Me too. That's my plan.
Rules.
That's my plan. Okay, you got a deal.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. We'll catch up soon.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. Have a great week.